Hey guys, good morning. So today is Wednesday, November the 18th, and we are finishing up our lesson from yesterday. We're doing the writing part of the lesson today. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to show you my screen. I'm going to model for you how to do the writing activity. I'm sorry, I just washed my hands and my hands wet. I'm going to model for you how to do the writing activity, and then you are going to do it on your own in your journal, okay? So I'm going to flip my screen. All right, so here on the board, we have the chart that we made in class yesterday about how the plants and the animals helped the plains Indians survive. On page 63, that's where you wrote it, page 63. In case you forgot, you were supposed to do it on page 63. So if you did not do this on page 63 yet, you need to do it right now because you can't go any further without this chart in your journal, okay? And we also have a copy of paper, which is going to represent your journal. So yesterday, we did this chart together, and I decided that I was going to write about how the animals helped the Native American, the Plains Indians, survive winter. So I took my green marker and I circled animals because that's what I decided to write about. If you decided to write about plants, you should have circled plants, okay? Now remember, topic statement was already provided for us. It was already given to us. And it was already given to us. Let me pull it up so we can copy the topic statement. That's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. It was in the focusing question task 2, okay? So here is our focusing question task question that said, write an informative paragraph to answer one of the following questions. How were plants important in Plains Indian lives? How were animals important in Plains Indian lives? Remember, you're only answering one. That's why you're picking. Are you writing about plants or are you writing about animals? That's actually not the page I was looking for, but I'm glad I showed you the question anyway. All right, hold on one second. I'm going to pull it up from a different way. Just 1 second, guys. Okay, so this is the page that Miss Sabella used in the video yesterday. And then we made a chart in our journal to look the same. So the topic statements were already provided for us. They are right here. Okay, if you wrote about plants, if you decided to write about plants, your topic statement is going to be the Plains Indians used plants to help them survive. If you chose to write about the animals, your topic statement is going to be the Plains Indians use animals to help them survive. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and write our topic statement on the very front, the very first line. Make sure you put today's date on the top of your paper. And we need to put the question, which was, Nope, not that. I want to make sure I write the question down the way it's supposed to look. We need to put the question at the top of the page because we need to know what we're answering. Here it is. So how were plants important in Plains Indians' lives, or how were animals important in Plains Indians' lives? Well, again, I'm writing about animals. So my question is going to be, how were animals important in Plains Indians' lives? So that is our focusing question. If you wrote about animals, if not, you wrote about plants, make sure you say plants, not animals, okay? All right, and then you're going to draw a line to separate the question from your writing, okay? And then my topic statement was, remember what the topic statement was? Topic statement was, the Plains Indians used animals to help them survive. So that is my topic statement. The Plains Indians used animals to help them survive. All right, so what do you guys notice? What is missing from this page that we have normally been doing? We have always in the past wrote topic statement here and then wrote the topic statement under, but we are moving away from that because I want your writing to look more like a paragraph, to look more fluid. So because it is the topic statement, I'm going to underline it in green. That shows me that it's my topic statement. So after you write your topic statement, which I would like for you to do right now, you're going to underline it in green. Okay? Now remember, this is my model. Please do not copy exactly what I write. Obviously, the topic statement is going to be the same because we're all using the same topic statement. But from here on out, you should not be writing exactly what I write. It's going to be similar because we all have the same information in our chart. But don't write exactly what I do, okay? So now I need to use my first piece of evidence that explains how the Plains Indians use animals to help them survive. So I'm going to come over here to my chart on page 63. My first piece of evidence talks about, my first two talk about bison and how the bison helped the Plains Indians to survive. So I want to talk about how the bison meat was their main food source and how they made clothes and teepees from bison hide. So I'm going to start right here because remember, this is a paragraph. We're writing it the way it would look in a book. I'm not going to start down here. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to say, the Plains Indians used buffalo. I'm sorry, I'm going to say bison. That is the correct term instead of buffalo. Used bison hides to make their teepees and their clothes. Okay, but I'm not done. Remember, I still need to talk about the meat. Meat from the bison was their main food source. Okay, so I used my first two pieces of evidence and I kind of put them together because they're both about the bison. And I wanted both of them to be together. So this is my first piece of evidence. But I don't have first on here. I need to underline what I wrote, my first piece of evidence, in yellow. So I'm going to underline it in yellow. Okay. So now I'm going to go to my next animal. I'm going to go back to my chart. And it talks about how they used dogs to pull heavy loads. Okay. So I'm going to say dogs were used by the Plains Indians to carry heavy loads. Now I want to go a little bit further with my explanation here, because anybody just reading this is going to think to themselves, well, how could a dog carry a heavy load of stuff? So I want to tell them more about how. I want to tell them how they used a travois to carry things. So I need to say supplies were loaded onto a travois that dogs would pull. Okay, so I explained it a little bit more. I gave more information. So this is my second piece of evidence. So what color should I underline this one? I should underline it in blue. Okay, now I need to go back to my chart and go to my third animal, horses. Horses traveled far and fast. So again, I do need to start down here this time because there's not enough room on this line for me to write horses. So I am going to come down here and I'm going to say horses were used by the Plains Indians by allowing them to go farther and faster than walking. Okay, so horses were used by the Plains Indians by allowing them to go farther and faster than walking. Why do they need to go farther and faster? What were they chasing? They were trying to chase down the bison herds. So I want to add that in here. They could follow the bison herds farther on horses. Okay, so, and this is my third piece of evidence. So I'm going to go back to yellow. Okay, so far, here's what I've got. The Plains Indians used animals to help them survive. The Plains Indians used bison hides to make their teepees and their clothes. Meat from the bison was their main food source. Dogs were used by the Plains Indians to carry heavy loads. Supplies were loaded onto a travoy that dogs would pull. Horses were used by the Plains Indians by allowing them to go farther and faster than walking. They could follow the bison herds farther on horses. Okay, so I got one thing left to write. It's not on that chart, but we need to write a conclusion. And remember, a conclusion is just the topic statement reworded. My topic statement says, the Plains Indians used animals to help them survive. So my conclusion sentence is going to be, and I can't fit the word animals down here, so I have to come to the next line. I'm going to say animals were used by the Plains Indians to help them survive. Okay, and remember our conclusion, we underline in red. Okay, so here is my paragraph, okay? Remember, please do not copy my paragraph word for word. This is my paragraph. I want you to write your own paragraph. The Plains Indians used animals to help them survive. The Plains Indians used bison hides to make their teepees and their clothes. Meat from the bison was their main food source. Dogs were used by the Plains Indians to carry heavy loads. Supplies were loaded onto a travoy that dogs would pull. Horses were used by the Plains Indians by allowing them to go farther and faster than walking. They could follow the bison herds farther on horses. Animals were used by the Plains Indians to help them survive. You know what? And I'm going to edit something right now, okay? Because I don't like the way it sounds. This part right here, horses were used by the Plains Indians by allowing. I don't like that. I want it to say, horses were used by the Plains Indians to allow. Nope, I don't like that either. See how editing helps you? I want to say that allowed them to go farther and faster. That sounds much better, doesn't it? Horses were used by the Plains Indians that allowed them to go farther and faster than walking. I think that sounds better. Okay, so here is my paragraph. So what you are going to do today, you are going to take your chart on page 63, and you are going to do exactly how I did it. Okay, you're going to take your chart with your topic statement. How were plants or animals important in Plains Indians' lives? You're going to answer that question on page 64. Okay, you're going to start by putting today's date on the top, which is 11/18. And you need to write the question. Hold on, I got bubbles on my screen. It happens when I don't touch it for too long. So how were, and you were going to choose, is it animals or plants? It depends on what you chose to write about. Important in Plains Indians lives. Okay, and remember, we are not doing the whole, we're not writing topic statement first, then next, and conclusion on this page. This is your first attempt to write it without telling me topic statement and conclusion, okay? So I want you to make sure you write the question, and then you're going to use your chart on page 63 to write your own paragraph, okay? Okay, so if you notice on the focusing question task page that I gave to you, that I uploaded, your things to include, your checklist for success are a topic statement. Guys, it's given to you, okay? It's already given to you. At least 2 points with evidence. That is the information from page 63 that you are going to turn into a complete sentence, okay? If you look at page 63, it says, like, bison meat was food source. Well, guys, that's not a complete sentence. You need to turn it into a complete sentence. See how I did it? I said meat from the bison was their main food source. So I took the information and made it a complete sentence. That's what you're going to need to do on all of these. Now, I used all 4 of mine, okay? I used all 4. This says you only have to have 2. You have to have at least 2, okay? You have to have a conclusion. Remember, your conclusion is just the topic statement restated or reworded. And you need to use topic-specific words. Words like bison, Plains Indians, dogs, horses, clothes, teepees. Those are all topic-specific words that we have in our chart, okay? Plants. things like that, okay? Those are things that you can use as topic-specific words. Let's go back and look. I will point out even more topic-specific words. Farming, crops, corn, dogs, horses, bison, clothes, teepees. Those are all topic-specific words, okay? So those are the things that you need to have in your paragraph. And remember, this is your first time that we're writing it as a paragraph without skipping lines, without writing topic statement and conclusion, okay? You're just gonna write it the way it would look in a book. All right, so that is what you're gonna do for today. That is your activity for today. You're gonna write your paragraph on page 64, okay? And then you're gonna take a picture of it and upload it into the Google assignment that I give you. And that's it, guys. And then on Thursday, we will have our last day with the book, Plains Indians. All right. Okay, so do your very best. I can't wait to read them. I'll see you guys later.